Hi, it's Jean with Kept in Stitches. Surprise! I am so sorry. I apologize. This is supposed to be a recorded video, as you know, not live. I don't normally do my week in review live, but I just had some technical issues. So I had to come on and do this live instead. So if you're not here and you catch it on the replay, I totally understand. But wanted to make sure that I did get this in anyway because I have some awesome things to show you and share with you that have happened in the past week. But yeah, so apologies, everyone. And I will try to make this as quick as possible. And especially since I just did do a large portion of it recorded and then had a problem with that recording. So had to figure out a way to come on and do it live very quickly, instead hoping not to interfere with any of my wonderful community of content creators out there. I apologize if I am, but if there is someone that you normally watch in this time slot, please support them. Go and watch them. You can always come back and watch the replay on this since it is normally a recorded video anyway. And I do see that someone is here but has not put anything in the chat, so I do not know who you are. But anyway, welcome to the Stitching Cottage. Come on in. Let's see what it is that I was able to work on and accomplish this past week. And hopefully I have everything transferred over to here that I was doing in a different location for the recording. But first of all, you know that I have been working on a snippet roll. The first part of it was one that we were doing together, the Follow Your Heart. That is completed, and I showed you that last week. We won't go over that again. Hello, Lorraine. Welcome. Thank you for popping on. Sorry about the no notification and that this is supposed to be recorded, but technical issues happen. So the first thing, of course, on Mondays, I have my live stitch talk in the stitching corner normally, because that is the day that I share with you something that has to do with the needle arts, hand stitching, hand quilting, that type of thing. It'll always be something normally that is done by hand. So this week I was working on the next section that I am doing on my snippet roll, which is this beautiful, go the right direction, Jean, beautiful page that is going to be dedicated to my favorite photo of my two grandchildren, Jack and Jewel. So was working on that and have got started on that second section of my snippet roll. So that was the first thing that I worked on this past week. And then on Wednesdays, I have the live, it's tip demo time. And on that, we are working on this lovely pattern for our next quilt stitch along. It combines embroidery, applique, and quilting all in one beautiful little quilt. And because it has needle turn applique on it, I was asked to do a demonstration on how I do needle turn applique. So this little test right here was what I used in showing the needle turn applique on Wednesday during its tip demo time. And so you all got to see how I do needle turn applique and have a quick little demonstration on that. Hello, also, Andrea. Thank you. And I'm sorry I don't have closed captions turned on because this is not the way I normally go live. I had to quick come on, so it's not the streaming software I normally use, and I couldn't find out how to turn those on, Andrea. So I apologize. I will figure that out for the next time this happens in the future, which hopefully it doesn't happen again. And Giovanna, welcome to you. And Sewing with Luane is here. Welcome. I believe it's the first time I've seen you in one of my lives, but great to see you. So this is, like I said, an impromptu. I don't normally do my week in review live. It is always a recording. So I'm having to start all over because of the problems I had with the video. But I did get started on my needle turn applique. I know it looks a little funny because this, well, go the right direction, Jean. This piece right over here is just kind of pinned out of the way because when you're doing needle turn applique, you have to do the sections that are underneath first, and this dress is going to go on top of that after that part is needle turn applique, and the little basket is going to be last. But started working on that project. That is a stitch along project with my channel and Facebook group. If you want any more information on that, everything will be added in the description box below after the live was over. I wasn't able to get much of that information in there because of trying to set this up very quickly so that I don't run over somebody else's time. But that was the other thing that was worked on. And then Friday is always working on something quilt related. And I did finish cheese and crackers last week, so I needed to start a different project. And I chose to work on another charity quilt, which this time it is a charity quilt for breast cancer. And I happen to have this pattern in my works in progress. It's called Mothers and Daughters, a quilt for the cure. So I did work on that, and that quilt, it would have been done today, but I thought I made a mistake. And those of you that were with me in the Zoom when we were having a stitch day yesterday, I even commented that I think I just sewed this wrong, but then I referred to the layout diagram and it was right. So I said, no, I didn't. So I continued on. Well, when it came to adding the next row, I think below that, I looked at it again and I went, this is wrong. So you see this little red mark here. That row starts with those horizontal pieces going the wrong direction in that row. So they all got stitched wrong. I had to remove that entire row, start over with it. So it has taken a little longer to get done than what it normally would have. Not a problem. I have my headset on. Awesome, Andrea. I do like to have those closed captions on though. So, and Shirley from Around To It is also with us. And everyone is saying hello. But anyway, what I did get done on the quilt is behind me. And I will lift that up for you. You won't be able to see it all, I don't think. I will move back as far as I can, but I have everything completed except that outer pieced border. So it is put together and almost complete. And I do have all the pieces cut for that outer pieced border. So the plan is to be able to finish that before I go in for the evening this evening. So that was also worked on this week. And because, as I mentioned, cheese and crackers, which was one of the whips in my inventory list, was finished, it was time to pull the next whip from my massive inventory of whips, which those of you that have been following know that that number is over 200. So I have a lot of works in progress to work my way through. And the next number that I pulled was lucky number 13, which happens to be this awesome pattern. It is a Bonnie Blue Quilts pattern. It is an antique reproduction quilt, and it is called Hill Country Baskets, which I'm holding it crooked there, and I'm going the wrong direction because again, I am using a different streaming software than what I normally do. But it is these tiny little baskets on there. It uses 1.5-inch half square triangles. And just like you know that I love and always say, I love working on, the things like this slow stitching project because there is no thinking. Well, there is some thinking, but I mean, there is no pattern. It is meditative stitching. It is slow stitching. That's called that for a reason, because you just work on it as you please, deciding what you are going to do as you go along. And that is one of my true loves. So also, we are going from the very simple, very laid back, very relaxing and therapeutic stitching to where for me also, I love a pattern that is a challenge. I love the small pieces that are in this. I love that there is around 2,000 pieces that are in this quilt when it is completed. I love the challenge. So not intimidated by it at all. It is going to be a lot of fun working on that pattern. And I think it took something like 45 fat quarters. And then it has 3 borders and sashing and cornerstones. So a lot of fabric. And I was able to pull all of that from my stash. And it doesn't look like I took anything off the shelves. Sorry, but oh, let me see. Andrea says, I guess I am contagious. Jean, I got mine all straightened out and just measured and found out it is long enough but needs to be wider. So I will add a wide border on both sides and a skinny row. Hey, that's a lot easier to correct than having to take out 2 rows to get at a middle row and then take the complete row apart, get rid of all those tiny little threads from having to take it all apart and completely put it back together, add it in the middle back again, and the rows on either side. Yeah, that took a while. But yeah, I feel your pain, Andrea. I feel your pain. And Giovanna says in Italy, 13 is considered a lucky number. Okay, well, I was born on the 13th. So it has to be a lucky number, right? Was not born on a Friday, just so you know. And Melody is also joining us. Andrea says she took out 4 rows that were back. Okay, I got you. Backward and upside down. Yeah, not fun. And Michelle just joined us also. So, and the other thing that I worked on in between a little is another one of the stitch alongs that we have going on. And that is the Sweetheart Rose counted cross stitch project that is going to be made into a needle book when it is done. So I did get a little bit more done on that. I seem to be working rather slowly on that compared to other projects, just because that's the way it ends up in my schedule. But that is coming along. I do have the needle book sections of that ready to go for that. So it's a little farther along than what it looks. But that is what the projects are that I worked on this past week. And now, for everything that I said, you are going to not want to miss the end of this because it is time for what did I receive in the mail. And I'm not ordering much myself, which there isn't a lot that I actually purchased, but there is something else that I have to show you, and we will show the quick part of what I actually got from what I purchased in the mail. And Fat Quarter Shop, always has their flash sale of the week, a few items that are on sale. And some of those can be pretty good, and especially if you do charity quilts and that type of thing, getting the charm pack that may be on sale that week is always a good bargain. So I normally will get that a few times. And it was this Kona one with these beautiful little solids in it this time. And then I also got the one little jelly roll, which I realize I'm talking a little fast right now, but I'm trying to speed up so I don't step on any other content creators' toes that normally goes this time, because I wasn't able to check and make sure on that. But it is called Cute as a Button. To you from me, and I'm trying to see. It's called a flower pot. And so a very cute little 2.5-inch roll of strips that will come in handy for the charity quilts that I do. I also use the Slow Line glue pen, and the glue sticks were in the flash sale. So it's always great when it's something that you use and you use a lot. When you see that on sale, that's the time to stock up on those items. So I did get that. Andrea says she was born on the 13th also. Awesome. And Giovanna is saying hi. And then Andrea also says, I want a needle minder, but do not have enough left in my gift certificate that I won from Mona to get one. Oh, well, there'll come a time and place when you will, Andrea. So yeah, and they also have them on Amazon and other places too. So I'm sure one will show up that at the right time and the right one that you'll be able to get, because needle minders are awesome. As you know, I collect them. But and hello, Katie Crafts, Christine, welcome, welcome. It's great to see you. In 20 minutes, there is Debbie. Yes, I realize that. And that's why I am talking so fast and rushing through this. I knew that she was coming on this evening. Um, and okay, but the other that I got was the half square triangle papers to do the half square triangles that are in the quilt. With all those baskets on it to do. Decided that I'm going to give that a try on doing those. Got this awesome little tiny embroidery hoop that will come in handy for some embroidery that I do have coming up. What is a needle minder? A needle minder is this is a needle minder. For those that do handwork, it's got a magnet on the back and then another magnet, and you hook it to the project that you are working on, and then you are able to keep your needles there and you don't lose them. That is a needle minder. It minds your needle. And then I also got this pattern, the Sew by Row Lori Holt pattern. But now, drum roll, and we're going to have to go through this other stuff a little quicker than I had planned. I feel like I've just beaten up the video or something, but we want to get this in because I don't want to miss out on showing you. I did ask the individual if they wanted me to mention their name that sent me the next stuff that I'm going to show you. She did not reply to that, so I'm not going to mention her name until I'm sure that it is okay. So here we are. The first thing that I received is the Go Me, and I did take everything out of the box, the Go Me AccuQuilt cutter. And of course, it comes with the 6-inch finished half square triangle die and the quarter square triangle die and the little cutting mat, and then of course the instruction booklet. But isn't that awesome? Awesome, awesome, awesome. And hoping that that will help. I have problems with my hands, so I'm hoping that that will, make use of my hands longer than if I have to do all that cutting. I'm looking for a place to lay this while I pull up the next thing that was in the box. Okay, and the next was she mistakenly got duplicates of some of the Missouri Star Quilt Company block idea books, and there are 5 of them that she included in the box and also sent to me. And I did look through every one of these late last night because, as you know, I can't sleep. So awesome thing to look through while I was not able to sleep, get some inspiration and ideas. So really, really awesome, isn't it? I mean, wow. And we're not done. I mean, wait until you see the next. I want an AccuQuilt cutter, but the dies are so expensive. Well, at least for my budget. Mine also, Luane. So being gifted this will help a lot along that. And so awesome. And I will watch for when they have, those good deals and everything on it. And yeah. So now the true drum roll. And I'm just showing you half of this right now. African print fabrics. Look at those. Look at all that gorgeousness. And these are half-yard cuts. Total, what I'm going to show you very quickly, I will hold them up, is 18 and a half yards of fabric. Yes, 18 and a half yards of real African print fabrics, which, look at that. Awesome. 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 I'm not going to open them up. I'll just give you, what you can see very, very quickly. But I mean, gorgeous. Look at the vibrant colors. I mean, I mean, you open a box like this and you are just, your heart both goes up and it goes down at the same time. I mean, I just cannot believe that I was gifted such an awesome box of, yeah, just undescribable joy for a quilter, a stitcher, and whatever. It's just awesome. And of course, I'm going to have to come up with some patterns to be able to use these. I got some African fabric from Kenya last year. Awesome, Giovanna. I like that. Wow. Yes, I am rushing to get done. So, yes, everyone, when I am finished, go right over to In Quilt Fact, Debbie's. And I am holding these up just to give you an idea of these awesome fabrics because I do want to make sure that these get shared. Yes, they do love bright colors. Which this is, yeah. Now these next ones are about the dullest that you're going to see, but on this and this one, and then we have the second stack, which these are the only two that are not half yards. These are both a fat quarter. But yeah, just look at that. Beautiful. And when I'm done with these, this is it. So we are going to make it in time to all go over to Debbie's when I am finished. But yeah, I mean, these are just awesome. Awesome. Look at the graphics in that. And then these have, can you see the sparkle? That's actual embellishment beads on that, as well as this one. Beautiful. This one also has the beads. Do you watch Tea Quilts? Yes, I do. And this has some gold metallic on it. So that is everything that was in that box. That is everything that I have to show you. Thank you, those that popped on this impromptu live, because I always record my week in review. It's not live, but I had those technical issues and wanted to make sure that I was able to share all this awesomeness with all of you also. And let me see what Giovanna is saying. My sister sent them to me, 1 and 2 yards of 10 different prints, and I am hoarding them. You know, yeah, the tendency is to want to hoard these, but they are too awesome to not use. So I will be, finding a more than one pattern to be able to use these in very quickly. And the plan is that the individual that gifted these to me also has all these prints, and we hope to do a quilt together also. So those are gorgeous fabrics. How big are the beads? They're flat little beads. They're not big. They just lay on top of it as a flat embellishment. So yeah, well, it's something you'll have to be very careful about how you use that, because you're not going to want to hit that with a needle while you're using it. But yes, awesome fabrics. Yes, they are, Loane. Isn't that amazing? And Andrew says, love all that. I also love bright colors and African prints. These are the first African print fabrics that I have gotten in the over 50 years that I have been quilting and sewing. So I am in awe, shock and awe. It's just, I just can't say how thankful I am, and what an awesome friend to have to send all of this to me. Truly, if you are watching and lurking in the background, I almost said your name. Yeah, I can't tell you. I cannot express what this box means to me. Would it break your needle? It could possibly if you hit that. That's why I say you will have to really choose what you are using that on, and be careful when you are working around the beaded part on that. The ones that have the beads, I'm guessing, as my mind is working, I love to make bags also, purses and bags, and that is how I will probably use this. And that way I can watch and control where that needle goes more so than if it were in a quilt or something like that. But so thank you, everyone. This has been my week in review. I hope that you have an awesome week ahead, that somehow I have been able to inspire you to get your works in progress going. Maybe make an inventory of them yourselves. Use my little method of, pulling a random number, and that is the one that you work on. Doesn't always mean that it has to be finished in that month or time, but you do have to work on it. That is how I do that. Thank you, Luane. He says it's been fun. And it's been hectic for me, but I got it all in. I got it done in time. So, everyone, run over to my sister Debbie on In Quilt Fact, and I will see you on Monday morning, 11 o'clock for Stitch Talk. And remember, in the meantime, as always, I can keep you in stitches. Bye bye, everyone.